Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. My name's Ellis and I'll be your host for today's nostalgic trivia quiz for seniors. We've got 100 questions in this quiz and we'd love you to let us know at the end of the video how you've scored based on our Quiz Class awards. Take a look at the award sheet there. You can let us know in the comments at the end. So let's get started with question 1. Good luck. What was the main reason for the development of the US interstate highway system in the 1950s? To promote tourism, to reduce traffic, or to improve national defence? The answer is to improve national defence. Question 2. Which European country is known for its windmills and tulips? Netherlands, Belgium, or Denmark? The correct answer is Netherlands. Question 3. Which musical features the song Somewhere and is set in New York City? My Fair Lady, The Sound of Music, or West Side Story? The answer we're looking for is West Side Story. Question number 4. How long is the Pacific Ocean? 8,500 miles, 1,200 miles, or 9,600 miles? The answer we're looking for is 9,600 miles. So you probably worked out you have 3 multiple choices. Try and find the right one for each question. Which 1960s TV show was known for the line Marcia, Marcia, Marcia? Leave It to Beaver, Bewitched, or The Brady Bunch? The correct answer is The Brady Bunch. England won the FIFA World Cup in 1966 with how many goals? 3, 5, or 4? England have only won the World Cup once. How many goals did they score when they did? The answer is 4. Question 7. What scandal forced US President Richard Nixon to resign in 1974? Teapot Dome, Watergate, or Iran-Contra? The answer is Watergate. From men's football to US politics, we are really covering a broad range of subjects today. Who won the famous Rumble in the Jungle boxing match against George Foreman in 1974? Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, or Larry Holmes? The answer is Muhammad Ali. Question 9. What TV show introduced the phrase "sit on it" in the 1970s? The Brady Bunch, Happy Days, or The Partridge Family? The correct answer is Happy Days. Question 10. What was the first animal to be sent into orbit? A cat, a mouse, or a dog? The correct answer is a dog. In which year was the Panama Canal officially opened? 1916, 1914, or 1920? The answer is 1914. Question 12. In what desert were dinosaur fossils found? Thar, Gobi, or Sahara? The answer is Sahara. 13. What country is known as the land of the rising sun? Japan, China, or Thailand? The answer is Japan. 14. The Great Wall of China was built to protect against invasions from which group? Mongols, Vikings, or Romans? And the correct answer is Mongols. 15. What was the last US state to join the Union that achieved statehood in 1959? Alaska, Arizona, or Hawaii? The answer is Hawaii. On to question 16. Who was the first black person to host Saturday Night Live in 1975? Was it Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, or Sammy Davis Jr.? The answer is Richard Pryor. Which tennis player won the Battle of the Sexes match against Bobby Riggs in 1973? Martina Navratilova, Billie Jean King, or Chris Evert? The correct answer is Billie Jean King. Question 18. Which children's book begins with the line, "In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf"? Goodnight Moon, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, or Where the Wild Things Are? The correct answer is The Very Hungry Caterpillar. This famous magician died on Halloween night in 1926. Was that magician Harry Houdini, David Copperfield, or Penn Jillette? The correct answer is Harry Houdini. Question 20. What signalled the end of the Cold War? The fall of the Berlin Wall, the dissolution of the Soviet Union, or the reunification of Germany? The answer is the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Which country won the first FIFA World Cup in 1930? Brazil, Uruguay, or Italy? The first FIFA World Cup was hosted in 1930 and it was won by Uruguay. What tennis Grand Slam tournament is played on grass? Wimbledon, French Open, or US Open? The answer is Wimbledon. What is the name of the most active volcano in the world? Kilauea, Mount Etna, or Mount St. Helens? The most active volcano in the world is Kilauea. Mortimer was the original name of which cartoon character? Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, or Donald Duck? The answer is Mickey Mouse. Question 25. Which Harper Lee book won the Pulitzer Prize in 1961? Go Set a Watchman, To Kill a Mockingbird, or The Land of Sweet Forever? The correct answer to question 25 is To Kill a Mockingbird. What was the main reason for the Great Depression? Stock market crash of 1929, the end of World War I, or the hyperinflation in Germany? The main reason for the Great Depression was the stock market crash of 1929. What is the longest running Broadway show? The Lion King, Cats, or The Phantom of the Opera? The longest running Broadway show is The Phantom of the Opera. The first toy advertised on television was Lincoln Logs, Barbie, or Mr. Potato Head? The answer is Mr. Potato Head. What famous car was known as Herbie in Disney movies? A Volkswagen Beetle, a Ford Mustang, or a Chevrolet Camaro? What famous car was known as Herbie in Disney movies? The answer is a Volkswagen Beetle. Question 30. Who was the only US president to serve more than 2 terms? Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Woodrow Wilson? The correct answer is Franklin D. Roosevelt. Which baseball stadium is known as the house that Ruth built? Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, or Wrigley Field? And the answer is Yankee Stadium. Which African country was previously known as Abyssinia? Ethiopia, Sudan, or Ghana? The answer is Ethiopia. The War of 1812 was fought between the United States and which other country? Britain, France, or Spain? The War of 1812 was fought between the United States and Britain. Margaret Thatcher was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. How long was her term? 11 years, 13 years, or 10 years? The answer is 11 years. The first British woman to win a Nobel Prize was Rosalind Franklin, Florence Nightingale, or Dorothy Hodgkin. The correct answer is Dorothy Hodgkin. What was the original colour of Dial soap? White, gold, or green? The correct answer is gold. Question 37. What did women use to darken their eyebrows before eyebrow pencils were common? Charcoal, burnt matchsticks, or blackberries? What did women use to darken their eyebrows before eyebrow pencils were common? The answer is burnt matchsticks. What company was famous for sending catalogues to homes across North America? Sears, J.C. Penney, or Macy's? The answer is Sears. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia was discovered by Christopher Columbus, James Cook, or Marco Polo. Though this is a nostalgia quiz, we do not expect anyone playing to necessarily remember these events. The answer to question 39 is James Cook. Very well done if you got that one right. Which tennis player won the Australian Open while pregnant with her first child? Maria Sharapova, Serena Williams, or Naomi Osaka? This is one that you may remember. The correct answer is Serena Williams. The animal with the highest jump is a kangaroo, a meadow froghopper, or a flea? The animal with the highest jump is a meadow froghopper. 42. Which animal was once used to detect gas leaks in coal mines? Canary, rat, or ferret? The answer is a canary. Which animal's eye is bigger than its brain? Owl, ostrich, or whale? The answer is ostrich. Well done if you got that one. All plausible answers there. 44. Which Canadian sketch comedy group created The Great White North? Was it the Royal Canadian Air Farce, SCTV, or Kids in the Hall? The answer is SCTV. How long did the baseball curse of the Bambino last? 72 years, 90 years, or 86 years? The answer is 86 years. The only US state with a royal palace is Hawaii, Virginia, or California? The only US state where you'll find a royal palace is Hawaii. In which year did McDonald's first open in the UK? 1969, 1974, or 1981? The answer is 1974. Which fabric was advertised as the miracle fibre in the 1960s? Denim, polyester, or cotton? The answer is polyester. In what year was Elton John knighted by Queen Elizabeth II? 1998, 1994, or 1989? The answer is 1998. Question 50. What nickname does the British soccer club Arsenal have? The Gunners, the Red Devils, or the Magpies? And this question marks us being halfway through this quiz. How are you doing so far? The answer to question 50 is the Gunners. How old is the city of St. John's, the oldest city in Canada? 525 years, 495 years, or 650 years old? The answer is 525 years old. The British city is known for its annual Beatles Festival. Which is it? Manchester, Liverpool, or Birmingham? Which of those British cities is known for its annual Beatles Festival? The answer is Liverpool, where the Beatles came from. What popular communication device was introduced by Motorola in the 1980s? Pagers, the first mobile phone, or cordless landlines? The correct answer is the first mobile phone. Which British monarch was the first to have their coronation broadcasted live? George VI, Elizabeth II, or Edward VIII? The correct answer is Elizabeth II. The Blackpool Tower, a British seaside resort, is famous for being the tallest tower in Europe, ballroom dancing and circus, or serving as a royal residence. The picture there suggests it's not the first option. The answer is ballroom dancing and circus. California has the largest number of national parks of any US state. How many does it have? 9, 10, or 15 parks? The correct answer is 9. 57. Which household product was once advertised as 99.44% pure? Ivory soap, Tide detergent, or palm olive? The correct answer is ivory soap. What caused a nationwide blackout across the eastern US and Canada in 1965? A power grid failure, a major snowstorm, or a solar eclipse? The answer is a power grid failure. Question 59. What is the common name for the medical condition epistaxis? Ear infection, pink eye, or nosebleed? The answer is nosebleed. Question 60. How many lakes is Minnesota famously known as the land of? 10,000, 12,000, or 20,000 lakes? The answer is 10,000 lakes. The only sport to have been played on the moon is soccer, tennis, or golf? The answer is golf. Question 62. Brazil has won the most FIFA World Cups. How many has it won? 5, 4, or 6? The answer is 5. Which two teams compete in the Ashes cricket series? India and Pakistan, England and Australia, or West Indies and Sri Lanka? The answer we're looking for is England and Australia. Which river in the US is named after an explorer? Hudson River, Columbia River, or Missouri River? The answer is Hudson River. Which famous gangster was arrested for tax evasion in 1931? John Dillinger, Bugsy Siegel, or Al Capone? The answer is Al Capone. Which civil rights leader gave the famous "I Have a Dream" speech? Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy, or Rosa Parks? The answer is Martin Luther King Jr. Question 67. Which soccer team was banned from international competitions after the Heysel disaster? Liverpool FC, Manchester United, or FC Barcelona? The answer is Liverpool FC. Question 68. During which 1972 event were athletes taken hostage? The FIFA World Cup, the Super Bowl, or the Munich Olympics? The answer is the Munich Olympics. Which video format lost the format war to VHS in the 1980s? Betamax, Laserdisc, or DVD? Well, we know DVD came after. The answer we're looking for is Betamax. What was the board game Monopoly originally called? The Landlord's Game, Property Tycoon, or Capitalist Quest? The answer is The Landlord's Game. Not quite as catchy. Which canned food was first introduced in 1937 and became a World War II staple? Corned beef, spam, or sardines? The correct answer is spam. 72. The most popular search engine before Google was Bing, Ask Jeeves, or Yahoo? Before Google, the most popular search engine was Yahoo. Which flag design did Canada have before the maple leaf? The British Standard, the blue ensign, or the red ensign? The answer is the red ensign. Question 74. Which British TV show featured the catchphrase, "I don't believe it"? Dad's Army, Only Fools and Horses, or One Foot in the Grave? The answer is One Foot in the Grave. Which British cheese is famous for its blue veins? Red Leicester, Double Gloucester, or Stilton? And the answer is Stilton. Which late-night talk show host is known for his top 10 lists? Jimmy Kimmel, David Letterman, or Jay Leno? The answer is David Letterman. The famous novel Oliver Twist was inspired by the story of Robin Blincoe, a real-life orphan named Oliver, or the French Revolution? The correct answer is the story of Robin Blincoe. Which monarch had a corgi named Susan? King George VI, Queen Elizabeth II, or Queen Victoria? Which monarch had a corgi named Susan? The answer is Queen Elizabeth II. The Bean is the nickname for which American landmark? Rockefeller Center, the Gateway Arch, or Cloud Gate? The answer is Cloud Gate. What medical condition is commonly known as the silent killer? High blood pressure, diabetes, or arthritis? The correct answer is high blood pressure. What was tuberculosis historically called? Lung fever, the Black Death, or consumption? Historically, tuberculosis, otherwise known as TB, was called consumption. What was the name of the first smartphone? A Nokia 3310, BlackBerry Curve, or an IBM Simon? The first smartphone was called an IBM Simon. Which programming language was created by Sun Microsystems? Python, Ruby, or Java? The correct answer is Java. What quiz show was involved in the biggest scandal on American TV in the 1950s? 21, Jeopardy, or The Price is Right? The answer is 21. Why was Bill Clinton impeached? Perjury and obstruction of justice, mismanaging the economy, or declaring war without Congress? Bill Clinton was impeached for perjury and obstruction of justice? Which crime boss mysteriously disappeared in 1975 and was never found? Al Capone, John Gotti, or Jimmy Hoffa? Al Capone, John Gotti, or Jimmy Hoffa? The answer is Jimmy Hoffa. Which 1980s fitness icon encouraged people to sweat to the oldies? Jack LaLanne, Richard Simmons, or Jane Fonda? The answer is Richard Simmons. Irene Joliot-Curie won a second Nobel Prize in 1935 for her work on the structure of DNA, artificial radioactivity, or the development of X-rays. What's the correct answer? Artificial radioactivity. Which 1980s toy became one of the best-selling puzzles of all time? Simon Says, Rubik's Cube, or Bop It? The answer is the Rubik's Cube. What was Star Wars nearly named? Space Battles, Galaxy Wars, or Adventures of the Starkiller? Star Wars was very nearly called Adventures of the Starkiller. We've got 10 questions left. Which 1960s toy was actually supposed to be a wallpaper cleaner? Etch-a-Sketch, Play-Doh, or Silly Putty? Hope you've enjoyed this quiz today. We're in the home stretch now, with just a handful of questions left to go. The answer to question 91 is Play-Doh. 92. Which battle is considered the turning point of World War II in Europe? Stalingrad, Normandy, or Dunkirk? The answer is Stalingrad. In what year did Jamaica gain independence from Britain? 1956, 1974, or 1962? The answer is 1962. Which city is known as the Eternal City? Jerusalem, Cairo, or Rome? The answer is Rome. Which British author created the character James Bond? Ian Fleming, John le Carré, or Agatha Christie? The answer is Ian Fleming. Which poet wrote I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud? Emily Dickinson, William Wordsworth, or Robert Frost? The correct answer is William Wordsworth. Which pepper is considered the hottest pepper in the world? The Ghost, the Habanero, or the Carolina Reaper? The hottest pepper in the world is believed to be the Carolina Reaper. Which major European city was divided into 4 occupation zones after World War II? London, Berlin, or Paris? The answer is Berlin. Question 99. Which 1970s beauty item was sold as a bottle of love and became popular for its scent? Chanel No. 5, Coty's Airspun Powder, or Love's Baby Soft? The correct answer is Love's Baby Soft. 100. Nigeria is the most populated African country. How many people live there? 350 million, 230 million, or 150 million? How many people live in Nigeria? The answer is 230 million. And we always finish here at Quiz Class with a bonus question. The Magna Carta was signed by... Let us know the answer in the comments, and let us know how many points you scored out of 100 using our Quiz Class awards chart. Are you a champion, master, enthusiast, apprentice, or explorer? We would love to know. Thanks a lot for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified on all of our upcoming videos. But if you can't wait that long for a new quiz to be added, then there are plenty of quizzes already uploaded now that you can try. Thanks again for joining us today at Quiz Class. We hope you've had fun. My name's Ellis and I've been your host. We'll see you next time.